There's a pretty huge issue that I have with the gacha community is that the speed that they jump into the conclusion is faster than the speed of light. So while I was enjoying the newly released game Zenless Zone Zero, I gotta take some breaks in between, right? And I got to watch some YouTube videos, and there are lots of YouTube videos, and the comment began to complain about how bad is the Zenless Zone Zero. But complaining that a game is bad on the first day it released is like saying walking is better than riding bicycle when you haven't learned how to ride the bike yet. And pretty much the same phenomenon happens back when Wuthering Waves released. I know that the history repeats by itself, but I wouldn't expect that it's gonna repeat within a month. I know that jumping into the conclusion isn't the only problem that happened in the gacha community. It already happens in the pre-internet era, but to see this happen in these levels of velocity is just mind-blowing. It's like people are not even bothered to fire synapses in their brain. They just want to enjoy that pseudo power tripping by criticizing stuff on the internet, which I am also guilty of doing it sometimes back then. That's why I know it. I thought I have seen everything because I'm not that young. But to see this happen still blows me to the moon. So about last week, when the game wasn't even released yet, a YouTuber named Gacha Smack giving a good point on the absurdity of the gacha community and made a post about gacha players saying that the game won't succeed when it released. And they have been doing this for multiple times. Honkai Star Rail won't succeed. Best-selling gacha game in majority of the year. Wuthering Wave won't succeed. Made over 100 million in first month. Actually, I double checked it. It was a forecast and it's not an actual revenue. But nonetheless, it's still the most successful game on launch and seeking more employment to help with the overwhelming success. And that was true. They were recruiting about 150 people. So again, this time, and this is from last week, Zenless Zone Zero will fail. To be honest, but do we see a trend here? Ah yes, self-proclaimed expert in marketing and gaming trajectory. For the love of God, please stop pretending you understand that which you do not. Stop doom posting new gacha IPs because you're a salty loser who can't find happiness in life. Yeah, that's what I meant by the pseudo power tripping. And I think the other reason behind the doom posting is that it gives a pretty good damn traction. So yeah, go check out this handsome motherfucker's channel. I highly recommend it. The other major issue is probably tribalism, because there are people that spend too much money and make bad financial decisions on the game. Therefore, it insinuates these people to attack the game on the rise, failing to realize that it should be the game to serve you and not yourself being carried away by the game. And some goobers even goes as far as sending death threat to the content creator just because he played different game.
And pretty much Steelk had an email which had death threats in it from some guy because he played Zenless Zone Zero. It says, "You stupid clown, why did you cover Mihoyo's game instead of sticking to Wuwa?"
I got this perspective from a VTuber called Juice when she reacts to my videos. She is probably the brightest mind in the VTuber community. So yeah, go check her out. And actually I used to cover the same exact topics but with different game in other videos. Basically it was about Wuthering Wave is badly reviewed on the first day release. And people discuss how this game is going to be crumbled. And now Wuthering Waves has proved it worse by sitting on the top 5 spot comfortably on the revenue chart. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna disregard any criticism and opinions on the first week and experience the game on my own. And the other point I made on that videos is when you are playing the new game, when you are adapting yourself to the new job, new environment, and learning new things in general, you're gonna feel some levels of discomfort, and therefore this sensation of discomfort can translate it into a bad experience. So you have to give yourself some time, 20 to 30 hours to at least get used to the game, to get used to the new thing in general, in order to come up with more objective point of view about things. And today is the third day of Zenless Zone Zero's release, so I've been playing it for like 2 days, and I don't even consider myself getting used to the game yet, because there are still so many mechanics out there for me to explore. I never played the CBT by the way, so I got into this game fresh. But there are already comments about how repetitive this game is. And this is just probably faster than first time you have sex. Like reading through these comments and these YouTube videos in general makes me feel like my brain is actually deteriorating. Like back when I was playing the Honkai Star Rail and the Genshin about a year ago, which I don't read any comments and any reviews about it. I just play the game on my own and I still have like all the fun with it until I began to read the comments to actually find out what's wrong with it. So what I want to say is you guys just want to chill out and play the game at your own pace. Like, come on, you guys are not game journalism like IGN. Alright, I was being too harsh, that was on me. I'm sorry, truthfully, and I don't expect anyone to forgive me on that. I know it's a bad analogy, but you get my point. I don't know if you guys know about it, but about a few weeks ago, there's a content creator named Asmongold. He played the DLC version of the game Elden Ring. And he complained that the game is too hard and it's not good, and complained about it in the first day.
Are you done with the game? Yeah, I am. I think that the DLC is too hard for it to be fun.
But after when he completed, he was like, oh, this is like the best game ever.
Score out of 10? Oh, 10. It's a 10. Yeah, it's a 10. Like, even though I have criticisms of the game, there are other things that are an 11. So things that I think are a 9 get canceled out.
Which I totally respect because he does change his opinion over time, depends on what he has experienced and the new information he has gathered over time, which is one of the quality of a person that is really hard to find. And that's exactly the problem with jumping into the conclusion too early. And we are talking about a content creator who actually gives good takes here and there most of the time. There's a really high chance that you're gonna be wrong about it if you judge a thing or two too early without looking into it or trying it by yourself. It's almost like fighting the law of nature. And I do think that this kind of mentality can sometimes harm other people. About a while ago, a content creator named Quiet, he was being accused of doing the SA, but then he doesn't respond to the accusation for like few weeks, and the internet was like, oh, he must be doing something wrong because he doesn't respond to the accusation. No, he was gathering evidence, and then he posted this video to brought up all the evidence to prove he's innocent. Basically a huge slap to the people who thought he did something, like a champ. Of course, we are talking about the game, we are not talking about a crime, but I hope that you won't translate this kind of thinking process into other issue. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'm gonna play the Zenless Zone Zero as if I never read those comments. So see ya.